But we survived. We survived 400 years of blood, sweat, tears, piss and shit. We survived the Atlantic Ocean, that watery grave. Freeman, Freeman, I sang songs of Freeman. My mother, chained to me, chained to them, I cried. Cried because they took my brother. My brother still sucking my mother's breast. My brother was fed to the sea. Oh, how I cried. My mother, they whipped her because she cried about them whipping my father. She the slave, he the slave. Then I would arise at sun nearly rise, working away my life. No name, I knew no name. I the forgotten soul. Whipped to live, whipped because I lived, whipped to death. They came on wooden ships across the Atlantic to the west coast of Africa, Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana. They came, but through the 400 years, we survived. Through the Atlantic Ocean, we survived the blood, sweat, tears, piss and shit. My mother, they whipped her because she cried about them whipping my father. She the slave, he the slave. Then I would arise at sun nearly rise, working away my life. No name, I knew no name. I the forgotten soul, whipped to live, whipped because I lived, whipped to death. Today I sing songs, redemption songs. Freeing mother, freeing father, I sing songs to be free. Freeing I the slave, I the slave. By Marcus Garvey. We're talking about Jomo Kenyatta. From Kenya, the man who was charged for leading an uprising from some people called the Mama. We're talking about Nelson Mandela. All of these people influenced by Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey are the biggest organization of black people ever up to this day. 20 million people following Marcus Garvey all over the world. And if you go into some of the islands, you will see them still have Liberty Hall. Liberty Hall is where Marcus Garvey used to keep a lot of his programs, especially in Jamaica. So Marcus Garvey is who I would see as the father of Pan-Africanism. And Pan-Africanism is about how we as African people can find solution for the problems that we find ourselves in this time. In this time, more than any other time, we need some African awakening, some spiritual guidance. Not from the preachers and the politicians, but from our own reality, defining ourselves as an African people, because they use the island names to divide us. We prefer to call ourselves West Indian. I hardly see any Indian in here. I don't know how we come Indian. But anywhere white people go, them call people Indian, if you notice it. Them go to Australia, them call the people the Aboriginal Indians. Them go to America, them call the people Red Indian. Them go into South America, them call them Amerindian Indian. And them come to this part of the world. And them last, because we know that Columbus was going to India. Columbus wanted to go to India, but he was traveling west to reach to the east. And when he landed in the Caribbean here, he saw some people who thought that he was in the west of India. Thus the name West Indian, because the people then was automatically in India. A mistake. So they automatically become what they want them to be, Indians. We as African people who came long after these so-called Indians that we know as Tainos and Caribs. Long after, we as African people come here not by free will, but by force. And we now, in this 21st century of science and information, still refer to ourselves as West Indians. That is the defining logics that we refuse to question, plus other things. There's a lot of things to question. But this idea of being West Indian, because most people, if you tell them I'm West Indian, they say, of course I'm a West Indian. I was born in St. Kitts. I was born in Jamaica. If you tell them, say them is African, they say, oh me, we never go to Africa yet. No, African. You don't have to go to Africa to be African. We are not African because we were born in Africa, but because Africa was born in us. And we have to understand that if a cow born in a pig pen, it go see way not different. So if the cow born in the pig pen, we don't try to figure out if it is a Pigerian or some Picoyan or something. It is a cow. Anywhere a cow born, it is a cow. If a cow born in a plane, it is a cow. If African people born in a St. Kitts, born in a Jamaica, and even born in a England, them is African. And my brethren say, no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African. And that is the first step of understanding Pan-Africanism. Understanding Pan-Africanism means you must understand who you are, not from the place that you find yourself in, but from the place where you originated from. And we are originally African people, and that is what we must teach the children. Because people might ask, so what difference it make? It make a whole heap of difference. Because as a Jewish child born, it learn about Jewish things. The Italian born, it learn about Italian things. The Chinese born, it learn about Chinese things. And ironically, when we see a Chinese, because there's a lot of Chinese in Jamaica, they're born in Jamaica, nobody go around the place and call them Jamaican. They say, see a Chinaman there. Oh, the enemies of China and never go to China yet. As a matter of fact, all called Chinese and never go to China yet. Because the idea of Chinese means that you're associating a land from whence he came. Him come from China, or the people them come from China. When you look on the man with him straight here and think of him Maharaja and put him on check, him is a Indian. Where he come from? Or where my ancestors come from? India. But he never go to India yet. But we identify him physically as associated with a land that is not the land where he is at the moment. So all of we here, how come now we give up a continent for an island? How we give up a continent for an island when we know, say, Africa is not a country. It is a continent with 50 different countries. And when we talk about African, we are talking about we as a people who must, in this time here, define ourselves. Not by how people define we, but how we define ourselves. So when we say we are African, we don't care what nobody wants to say, but you never go to Africa yet. But it don't matter. It don't matter if you never go to Africa yet, because only for Chinaman there, you can never go to China yet. In picnic grew up and go to the biggest school them. And when them go to school and say, you don't know the China boy they were. This China name is China today, China tomorrow, and China forever. Today we are Caribbean people, the next day we are West Indian, then someday we are something else, St. Kitts or whatsoever, Jamaican, and then we skip out African part. Because we don't want to associate with Africa. Because when we look on the imagery that them paint in front of it, as African people, we have naked people, I look on the almost like we don't have no culture. And African people can't define themselves in a world history. Because every time they tell you about African history, they talk say, we were brought here as slaves. That is not African history. That is where African history gets broken. We have to go back, as the word says, Sankofa. Because we, as African people, at this time, have to recognize and tell the children them say, watch out. I know slavery define me. I know slavery define me. And the pyramids define me. Iraq define me. Hemotep define me. All of these things that them don't teach you in a school. Because we know more about Shakespeare. And we know more about Keats, Chaucer, Milton. We know about Queen Elizabeth the first, second. We know about all of these people, King James. But when you talk about African history, we don't know nothing, and we can't look at nothing. Because it's the people them who believe them know, was taught by people who believe them know. So we know so we're not serious quagmire of madness. Because people believe them know and tell your children them. And where them get them thing from? From people who believe them know. The first man who get a PhD, never have no PhD. The first man who get a man a doctorate, never have no doctorate. And him come up with that. He just come up with that and say, you know, so if you excel in certain things, I'm going to call you doctor, even though you don't know medicine. Because when I was a child, I can say every doctor in that medicine. And I come go big and say, no, the Minister of Education of Jamaica, doctor, whatsoever name, it was not affect any doctor. I mean, the thing say, all doctors do medicine. What the guy just come up and say, no, all doctors do have got medicine. You can doctor because you accept. Jimmy Cliff is a doctor. Doctor of law. He's not a liar, you know. He's an artist who sing music all over the world. And them call him Dr. Jimmy Cliff. PhD. All of these degrees that we want to define ourselves from. Sometimes we don't understand what it is all about. But because we are run like zombies. Turn right, go right, turn left, go left, left, right. And then we don't know wrong. How did we reach to that level? That was true Africa behind me. Most Jamaican people, and I would assume here now, if you ask them what they want to go, America. America, we don't wrong them. But tell you what, sometimes it's better you suffer in your own country than go to a next man's country, but suffer. And so it goes. Because the next man's grass look green until you go over there and realize it look like that. So dry up. We just come from America last week, from some Jamaican community, and they said, why Mota, where you can't do for me? I said, me? You won't let Jamaica ask me, you can't do for you, you're mad. I said, that some daughter, they said that jump over me. Then I said, wow. Then look here. Then she said, one of them said, Mota, why you come here, come look after me? You won't let Jamaica want me, come here, come look after you, you're mad. Because nothing now go on at Jamaica, according to the argument. Nothing now go on at Jamaica, somebody want to go to the land, because the African, them and they fall, the North African are going to go over Italy and boat and sink and crash and kill all themselves. Jamaican people are sneaky into America. They will do anything to get a visa to go to America. First time we used to run by England on banana boat. But England is higher again. We outgrow England now. No banana boat now go England again. A jet plane now go there now. And some of you want to say, meanwhile we go up there, we could smuggle some drugs out there and see if we can go through. Get a push start. So some of you use drugs as push start. But if we go to America, push start. Just like the big guy there. Most of the big guys who own things at Jamaica, ganja first them push start. Them don't want to tell you that, but it's true. Them big guys, let's say own this and own that, I have to call them mister. And ganja them push start. You see the rasta around the corner, I get beaten and beaten for ganja. Years. them persecute Rasta for ganja. Rasta, you damn fool, what that old man of God. A ganja you smoke make you start them foolish respect. The years we hear that. The years. Lord God, look on him here. Rasta go change. You don't see a year, no? Years. That's why we have to Africa. You don't see a pure white people and people are dead and people are diseased in Africa. Years, them tell me that. Now, I say, them decriminalize ganja in Jamaica. As a matter of fact, them legalize ganja in one of the most conservative countries in the world, Canada. Canada, them not even decriminalize it, them legalize it. But we say you can't smoke ganja free. Boston, Colorado, all of these places. We now say Jamaican government export ganja to Canada. The government under the guise of CDB. And that them call it, you know, medical marijuana. Medical marijuana. We're going to send some medical marijuana to Canada because it is helping with all sorts of disease. A long time Rasta tell them that. Peter Tata sing song about it. And them beat Peter Tata to pulp. But now, times are changing. And then she said, okay, if the big boy can't see something valley night, let me look at it too and see if we can find something valley every night. Now look how much Rasta get beaten and murdered, killed for that. So how much more things Rasta did that say? That them going to come. No things. Because Rasta still like our own Africa. Pan-Africanism. All African liberation. We are talking about repatriation. Because we remember when them stopped slavery in Jamaica, back from Massa, the plantation owners was given £20 million to compensate them for the loss of labor that was to procure because of the abolition of slavery. £20 million them give them. How much the slave them get? Nothing. Nothing. And then you free a man in our land where he not own no land. Because back from Massa, the queen own all of the land. You free the land, you free the man. He can't go upon the land, go dig up the land, because you go tell him, say, boy, right now, he might trespass. Yeah. Or, today, he was a squatter. Yeah. He can't go nowhere. So the murder must still be killed. He could have walked, burn on all the cane piece and kill you too. And if you can't catch Quack, you will catch him shot. That's what we say in Jamaica. That means if you can't catch the boss, you have to look on the first man in front of you will trouble you and kill him. Which are your own. And we see that play out right now in the society, in the Caribbean, especially in Jamaica. And it goes on everywhere, as you say, in the Caribbean, everywhere. Because we still a search for an identity. But we are looking at the wrong place. We're looking in the wrong place. You know which part we are look? We are looking at the place where them call America and England. This is the elder we just talked a while ago. White man, oppression, can't save you. White man, God, can't save you from white man oppression. You can't use the same system that enslave you. It can't free you. The elder just said a while ago. You have to do something different. And sometimes we try to do something different, it looks irrational and illogical, you know. Because the most educated of us will say, you can't go so. What are you talking about? That's not logical. And then they start to show that European logics. That European logics must define everything that we do. That is why we stay so. Because every time we think one way, which come from our deep soul, we remember when they teach you and I say, well, we are thinking, I'm going to go that way. Oh, but Rasta man used to do that, you know. Rasta man think one way and say, oh, I don't think what you are saying. And then the man who think like the European will say, what's the other no sense? You know, see you're an idiot. Oh, you get that to be that. And you have to try to show them and say, oh, this is your talk. You say if a preacher come tell them something, And it's a weird thing, you know. A preacher in a suit and a coat and a tie. In a sun hat. A lady, nice lady, or a man, sit down and talk to him and say, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Yes, if the Rasta come to him and start to talk, he say, Rasta, where you get your foolishness from? Him no angle the Rasta like when man the preacher, you know. Because he must say, the Rasta talk foolishness. And the preacher after that made in China. The eyebrow, eyelid, made in China. The boobs them, silicone made in China. All the bottom now, made in China. The fingernail them, made in China. I don't know who she's again. Because I tell them, you know, watch out not go to bed to a certain woman, you know, because you could go to bed with a big woman, and when you look, you see it's a slim woman, you're there laid up with. You know, a man swim wife in Europe for that, you know.
Yes,
yeah, because I say she deceived him in the beginning of the marriage by making him think that the person who he saw and fall in love with wasn't the same person who he's now living with. How them get to do that? How them get black people for shame of them here? We see some man in some pants that me wonder if he's tied up on a line and jumping on it. That's not how they go like that. And them have two people, when they put it on, and the two people them turn up out, they say hold one of the foot and the other foot and say try it now. And them have put it out. Let them not get pulled with it. Oh, we get that way. African people, we become genetically modified in our thinking. Genetically modified. Like when we say African things, we not deal with that. Because you ever notice Africa have jungle. You know, when you think about jungle, you know, you think about wild animal. I will eat you. Wild animal, I will eat you. Rabbits and all these people are run up and down and you can't picnic in the forest. A wickedness. A wickedness. Africa is not no jungle. Most of Africa have no jungle according to what them say. It's lie them a tell. Lie them a tell. But them want you perceive it that way. So people in a jungle are booga. And we don't have no house, and we don't have no this and that, kind of pure touch house. Africa is the only place they can trace the evolution of man from the primitive to the modern. The only place. Because when you go to Africa, you see people still live in a straw house with mud. And when you go to Africa, you see skyscrapers and palaces and mansions where all the people don't know. When you go to Africa, you see man with just a waist tie. And when you go to Africa, you see man with too much clothes on. Only place you can go and see that. But them don't want to think. Them don't want to think. You ever know they say we have tribe and them have nation? When they talk about Africa, the tribes of Africa, Lord, they tell Lord, they must kill one another. And when you talk about you, they say, you know, the nations. Because nations sound more structured and organized. We were structured and organized not before white people got here. Thousands of years before white people got to Africa. We had institutions, family institutions, all of the institutions that is necessary for develop the human being physically, politically, spiritually. But we don't define those spirituality, we don't define that political system anymore. Because we get so engrafted. That we are engrafted in a society does not really represent us. It just wants us to become them. You don't see that?
Yes.
You don't see that?
Yes, brother.
Then also much Kentucky and Burger King and McDonald's fly come all in the Caribbean. Fast food, killing the youth them. And I'm sure how terrible, you know, that the parents them. You see, if you don't want your picnic cry, just push a lollipop in their mouth. If you don't want him to cry, just buy some ice cream and make him yummy. But keep quiet because you don't want him to embarrass you. And we don't want to cook again. There was a time when the black family used to sit around dining table and eat dinner and talk to one another. Black people don't talk to one another again. That little rectangular box control the whole world, especially black people. Nobody can sit down and have a conversation again because they watch them cell phone. I go off. We are coming up. WhatsApp. What was? The whole of we get trapped. The whole of we get trapped. Barring none of us get trapped. No good conversation come out of family anymore. When we sit down to eat, cut not again. Honey, when you're coming home, please buy a box of Kentucky Fried Chicken, please. Make sure you get the large box. Kentucky, that man, an 80-year-old man, they told billionaire, you know, 80. His name the Colonel, 80-year-old. You know, long him a try fried chicken and a bring chicken and a throwing chicken and all them chicken and nobody never accept him. Now one him just bust out. Billions of dollars, especially against black people. Because McDonald's and Kentucky live off of black people madness. We love greasy food. We lick with finger. That's why they call it finger licking good. You think them easy? You think them easy? Yeah, man. All the finger where you never touch. And you two up with a cup better to you lick it too. How them get to do that? How them get to sit down around a square box in our house? On a sofa, we go over from courts. I was saying, I want to buy all this furniture. And I watch this box with family, not talking to one another. The family is at, like, especially like Sunday evening, when you come from church. What? Imagine that. When you come from church, you want to watch a horror movie or a blood movie, because blood in the night and sex in the night is not good. The family now sit down and watch documentary. That are for big people. Poor people especially. Poor people, get-up people, now sit down and watch documentary. Them watch gory movie, sex movie. When I was a child, as a man go to stab a man, so them just edit that. As a man go to lay down for a woman, so them just edit that. Nowadays, nothing to the imagination. The family sit down there, so I watch this thing. And most like a white people. The blood and the gore. A man stab a man and they see the blood just spit out. A man chop off the next man head, you don't see the man head that roll down the things up. And black people sit down there with them Kentucky Fried Chicken. White people make me not afraid to have sex. You know why? Because when we see them have sex, it's like a fight, them a fight. I said, what the hell is this? Sex supposed to be, you know? Yeah, you're not supposed to just roll in it. You're not supposed to have fight to get in it. So when I see the man come up and say, oh yeah, I'm a woman, that is a woman, all the things they might drop off and the wall, and they might go like a wife, and I'm wife, you know, like what the first matter. Black people sit down there. Them now make the pick the watch like that. I this man, a dancing woman front please. And I this woman straight. The woman face down there so and her backside up there so. And the man then is back up. So what it mean? A bottom man? I don't know. It's a bottom man. Look at I mean, really? Why would I want to dance with a woman and her face and look on the ground like her? And these they come around and I get off with themselves on our bottom. Where we get that from? Where we get that from? Because at least you can stand up. At least. But then again, it's not a problem, you know. But then one more time when we have face one another. Maybe show our face, look why I know our face are, but really and truly. Where we get them things from? We don't explore the thing because we don't think, we don't think, you know. We can't just come at me, you know. And we can't just come at me so, like a flood. We don't have no time to think. Funny. Then you have certain man who think and then you see the man in a full of idiot. Hey, yeah, idiot, you don't know where you get them foolishness from. You know what I'm saying? Look how long we are telling you to eat properly. Rasta. Rasta talk about vegetarian. When we never say no vegetarian, we say ital. Because ital is different from vegetarian. Because you white people do it now. Them don't want to go fully, you know. Them say you have lacto-vegetarian and you have vegan-vegetarian. The vegan is the one who don't eat cheese or milk or anything produced from the animal. The lacto is the one who might eat chicken and fish. The word vegetarian comes from the word vegetable. Fish are not vegetable. Oh man, I'll tell me I'm a vegetarian and I eat fish. They have a name for them, you know, Piscean. Hey, white people not easy, you know. It's a true have to be the vegetarian thing that I work with the fish, them call it and friend name. Piscean. And them catch it. And they have some rasta man I eat and say, when they don't want Jesus feed people, them. I'm mad or not mad? Where do you get that from? Oh, 5,000 people can be fed with 12 fish and 4 barley. It's madness. It's madness. Nothing can go so. Because something goes up, we want it right now. In Africa, we want it in Jamaica. To come feed the people then with that minimal amount of fish and bread. 5,000 people. 12 fish and 4 barley loaf. My God, man. We need him now. When we are youth, we will say, God see everything and know everything. God stand up and say everything and know everything, so don't worry. Well, me I worry because I say a whole heap of man and rape some little girl and God see and know everything and he must do nothing about it. Nothing about it. Tell me how that go. What kind of logic is that? God see and know everything and the little girl will get raped. And then them kill the little girl. And God turn up and I watch it and have nothing about it. A man broke him foot and I said, thank God it never broke me tooth. What kind of man is that? Wait, how will we get them fools in the from? So we make him go for 1 foot in the first place. 2 men on the football field. I go play football and 2 of them go to one side and I pray. What them I pray for? Them I pray for win and 1 lose. So what, him pray to the wrong God? I know that win football match. A skill, a mistake win football. I'm telling you something now. I say long time and everybody has cussed me. Now me hear some big guys are foreign, some white guys say iPad, iPhone, iTunes. Oh, nobody now question that. How phone become I? How music now, if you want to get music, it become iTunes. And I say I, nobody understand I. When you go to school, them say, you is second person, I is first person. The rest of man are using old logic. They say, watch out now. I and I. The I is not the second person. The I is said I. So when I say the I say I self. That is an ancient Kemetic understanding of self. I is one, I is one. So I and I is the same one. It's not the semantics. It's not the madness because you smoke only ganja. It's just going into the fullness of yourself and coming out with a consciousness that they never teach you because you separate yourself. That's why the man has said, man is one and men is more than one. And Dr. Man has said, man and man. That's what he said, the man and man. That means them still are dealing one. Just like an iPhone is a type of iPhone. iTunes is a way you cannot get music. But you put an iPad, you think them can't tell you how Rasta they get that from. Well, I imagine you are Rasta them hearing it and content. Because them think they go round and come round. I say I. the first word where you mentioned, it will stop travel. It keep going on, infinity. So when them a look on you now and I say, Rasta, where get them higher and I think they're from? A foolishness. Yeah. But tell the guy up so where I make the phone them tell them a foolishness. How do you get to think that way? He said, don't press a man. The man I said, when you don't press her, I'm not press her. And the rest of the man I said, but if you press something, you can't go up. It has to go down. So we are using one thing. Somebody born and we say the earth day. I say, a birthday. I said, no, it's a woman's birthday. Because she give birth to man. The people come out and say, give her earth or some kind of birthday. Because we don't make them define what we want to say, you know. Or we have to find our own thinking. So when you say Earth Day, it means that the woman's birthday give life to somebody who comes on the earth and we say Earth Day. And you can modify people. And you're in your house. My grandmother used to walk long for water. Come back and she go and she do all sort of work in the field. Countryman go all sort of work in the field. And so yam no yam and go and dash. Body for carbohydrate and anything there. The youth them nowadays not walking for no water. Them sit down in the office 8 hours and then go home and sit down again. And that is it. So and them still have the same food them grandmother used to eat. So you're not going to burn out the carbohydrate out of your body. Because you sit down there. It's sedentary. So you hear what now? You see the carbohydrate was turned to sugar. So the carbohydrate, where the yam, where you yam, step over this one, say, you know, the circulate over this one, because it's sugar over this, you know, I go over this today. It's a apartment, you know. So the sugar just go over this one. The carbohydrate just turn sugar and go over this one. And little more you hear, say, you have diabetes. And you have to go, oh, you need to pick me up diabetes. When we are kidding picnic, and you put it, must cut down on the sugar. My mother, when we become a Rasta, I mean, let my mother go down the school and come back and she said, me not eat meat. She said, what I tell me about me, say, I'm going to say, you turn rabbit now. And she not taste the holy facade of the food. She said, they don't eat the food in the salt. My mother, you see, you have to take care of my mother before she dead. And the first thing the doctor said, she must cut down on the salt intake because she have high blood pressure. Hypertension, they call it. How many people say that's why I have hypertension? The whole away of hypertension. Because when you go down into the politician, your heart leap. Your heart leap when you listen to the politician all the time. Because you say, well, you know, and this year, we are going to fix the road, stretching from this to that. And you say, yay, I don't vote for him. Next 5 years. And this year, remember the guy told he's going to fix the road? Well, we are going to fix the road that he said going to fix last year. Hey, and when you come down, you say, he patch up the road and say fix it. And one little time you can't go by here, walk the road down again, one little rain fall, you see deep hole again. Like that, look down in there and someone chuck down the road. Black people, we not think. And now we should not think, you know. Because the thing get terrible probably, I know. It gets terrible. You know, it gets terrible. Some of you are wake up, you know. But you see the thing we need and necessary to make the thing move. We not take no interest in it. Because we come to functions like these and we say, yes, Mutabaruka down your man, I hear about say, why the friend, they can't talk, you know, we hear about the region and something. And so you can't know, you can't say, well, I'm going to listen to Mutabaruka and make me laugh. Nothing what we say, make no difference. What we still have to say? Because I can watch man to the age and know one the people, you know. The blood, the perfume show that. Ethiopia is a country on the map of Africa. It's the most ancient of countries because the oldest fossil of any human being that was found in Ethiopia. The European them call it Lucy, the Ethiopian them call it Denkanesh. It is a fact. 3.5 million year old. This bone was found in Ethiopia. The Greek god that them called Zeus Them used to call Zeus Ethiopia. Means that him did have black skin. But we know that mythology. But to show you how thinking we are because it's a Greek them give the name Ethiopia. The land beyond south of the Sahara, them call it Ethiopia. Land of the bird faces. We black. But we're afraid of it. Because we do everything. Get it right. It's either you have bleach or you have powder enough. Some people are causing. You have someone who cause bleach and they say, oh, you have bleach, your skin, you like your color. I tell them nothing for them to get the powder. And them have powder them skin and it still look too black over here. So look at me look too black dark over here. So yeah. Look over here, so it's too much black. No, the forehead, alright. There's some woman where a woman, I mean, it was confusing. A woman have on her wig, what do you call it, the Chinese thing on your dog. And them say, tell me something. Oh, you wear them things there. Oh, yeah. And the other one have bleach her skin say, oh, look how the woman have bleach her skin. And she have bun up her ear. She have bun up her ear. What is the difference between a woman have bleach her skin and a bun up her ear? And the same destruction. And the same destruction. Bun up your ear is no different from bleach your skin. The views expressed here is Mutabaruka views, and it does not represent the total sub-Rasta community or anybody else in the world. Bun up here and bleach skin is the same thinking, because the people who bun up them here, them say, why, you know, they have to manage it. Not like you work about, look at the fellow here. Why don't you want to come in here and trim your ear and make look like a decent person? Me don't want to look decent in a room. Because I know when you start to look decent, how it work. Some guys when they start to look decent, they start putting them hands up. Decent. But none of that. Some women when they start to look decent, you start to see them wear all sorts of things. When you match them. A fashion statement rather than style. You know style and fashion different? Yeah. Style is your personal character coming out in what you wear. Fashion is what is happening. What is happening can happen the next day, and the next thing happen, and the next thing happen. But you see your style, when a person dresses, most women want to dress as in a style. Because you look at the glass and say, I don't know what I'm going to wear tonight. I'm going to wear this, and I'm going to wear that. The style them alone. But you see all the thing go down, them can't matter with that enough. Fashion just grab them until it was where I put on tail cheese, and I'll take the garden, and everybody. No, I see woman have got fat, hey, you don't know what's going on. I see woman have got dance in a panty and Brazil. And they so rich. And they so rich. Look, panty and Brazil, the woman have got dance like that. What motor? What, hey, one of them stop me. I'm going to follow them. 5 of them stop me. What motor, what you can do for it? I know we can do for you. Maybe we shall really do something for you because you can't afford to. Because practice and Brazil, you can dance now. But what you say so? And when they see me, I say, Rasta, don't cut off the nasty thing where you have on your head. I don't know how we take pain, so watch our locks. You see, look at all them oil there. Most of the Rasta women have put them oil there. To make you feel different. I mean, I say that some man will go on away like him a madman, you know. Like when he go there, I say, nah, God, what's that serious, man? But I say that no day now. But you look and say, really and truly. Like, oh no, yes, I am the man you love to hate. Look, I am now your next door neighbor. So, we're going to close now because you don't want nobody start to sleep while we got that. You don't like it, that people that sleep. And you're right about. For those of you who choose to leave, they can leave because this part of the program now, we're going to talk some things that they need to hold for people's heart. And this is the part where I say, they might not want to come back here. Eh? They can't stop me. Look here, he's not the government. You can talk anytime when you like that. But listen to them people there now. Hear me, I said, one of the main things then that hold back black people is the religion that white people come with. We know that Christians existed in Africa long before the began Europe. Christianity is a name given to people who claim that they follow a man named Jesus Christ. Now, we know which part all of these concepts of Christianity come from, because this is like you have branch and you have the root. Christianity is like the leaves, not even the branch, the leaves of what Africans used to understand in their spirituality. And this spirituality come from a place named Egypt, or what they used to call Canon, and Ethiopia. Because all of them places at one time, they have no boundaries. The Germans and the Europeans go in West Africa, and the Greeks and the Romans go in East Africa and separate up the land there. So here we know. You see this Christianity thing, where most black people hold on from. Most of them who really say a certain book and a certain book. We never check it out yet. Most of them who have the understanding of Christianity, it was given to us by the preacher, our grandparents, or even our mother. But when you really check into it, most black people who quote the Bible don't read the Bible. And how you going to read the Bible if you understand the Bible? You have to read from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22. You can't come and quote things to me and cut out piece of it. And I say, Lord said, and the Lord said. Read the other part, and you see what you are saying, the foolishness. So, we want to ask a sensible person. Because Christian love tell you, say, God can't do anything. As we say, you think God can make a stone and can't live up? Because you can't live it up, you know, it's all powerful. And if you can't make it, and you can't lift it up, something wrong. And if you can't lift it up, something wrong too. But you want to know? Who you really believe, say, this great universe, and not even the universe, the earth, is 6 days they built it, you know? 6 days? No, really. When them find a fossil of a human being 3 million years old, and the Bible don't mention nothing about dinosaurs, because the dinosaurs them pre-existed before man is upon the earth, which is not recorded in the Bible. And the Bible says, God said, let us make man. Who is the us in because us to me is plural and not singular. He never said, I have to make man. He said, let us make man.